Hey friends, so what I'm going to do tonight on this call is just give you a quick rundown of like what I do to be successful when I meal prep and how I stay on track and just what my like nutrition looks like. And we're going to also go over the program guide so that you know what that looks like. So to do that, I'm going to share my screen really quick, and then I'm going to go over here to here's how you access all your workouts. So you can, first of all, you can download the Beachbody On Demand app on your phone or iPad or whatever. But you can also go straight to beachbodyondemand.com. And so when you log in, usually, see, I'm going to make this big on the screen so you can see the whole thing. So usually up here, it will show you, it'll say like log in or sign in. I'm already signed in and it automatically logs me in every time, but it's just the same email and password you used to create your Beachbody On Demand account when you purchased. So here is where all the magic happens. So first of all, let's go to our LIIFT4 workouts. So this is a group just for LIIFT4. Our challenge is just for people who are doing LIIFT4. So all like the main bulk of the group is starting October 1st, but then every single Monday after that, there will be a new wave of women who will be starting with us. So we're all doing the same program, but we're all going to be in different places within the challenge group itself, which that is an app all on its own that you should have gotten an email to download. Anyways, and if you didn't, let me know and I can send you that. So first of all, you have these videos here. As soon as you open up the program LIIFT4, you have these videos, this introduction to LIIFT4, that's Joel explaining what it is. You have the intro to nutrition where Joel is explaining what the nutrition is like, and then how to LIIFT4. And so that is like how to, like learning how to lift and some of those foundation things that you need to know about lifting and form and everything. But here's where people often miss this. If you look right here, and this is on the app too, there's program materials that you click on. So this one's really big right here, workout calendar. You'll click on that and print this off. This is what workout you'll be doing on what day. Now it's set up pretty easily. Like if you go to the LIIFT4, back to the workouts, they're set up to where you can't really get lost. But just in case you do, you can come back to this calendar. And I like to print these off and like put them somewhere that's really motivating so I can like check them off and see that. And then here, all right, so then next you have the weight progression tracker. I'm not going to click on that, but what that is it lets you track your weights. This is not a weight like how much you weigh, this is how much you're lifting. So the goal is to, by the end of the program, to be lifting a little bit heavier than what you did when you started. And so this will help you track what weights you're using. And it also helps you know, like, so when you go back to a workout, like what was I using last time? So you can pick weights that are good for you for the next workout if you know you want to push yourself or if you know you're wanting to maintain. Okay, and so here is where like the bulk of the information is for this. So there's this LIIFT4 program and nutrition guide, and there's also a vegan one, but most of us in the group are not vegan, so I'm going to click on this one, the main one, I guess I should say. And here's the booklet. You can print this out. Some of you, if you bought the actual LIIFT4 challenge pack, you'll get this actual booklet in the mail. But you can print this out, or you can just leave it on your phone or on Beachbody On Demand and just reference it from there. So basically, they give you the quick start. Yes, guys, I need you to tape measure and measure like just all of your measurements and everything like that. So we're going to start there. So we want to track our progress. And notice there are different measurements for women and men. So we're going to do the women. And you can do this in the app as well. You can print this off if you want, pen and paper, but you can also do this within our challenge tracker app. And so this is important. Like probably if I had to say anything was important, this one's it. If you had to pick one way to track your journey here, and it's because the number on the scale is not accurate. It is accurate in terms of like actual mass and just how heavy you are, but it is not accurate in showing like results. So for an example of that would be that when I did the 80-day obsession, I actually gained 3 pounds by the end of that program, but I lost 6 inches, which means I got like thinner. I got toner. I got more tone, I guess you should say. Toner's not a word. So I got more tone within that program. But if I had just looked at the scale, I would have thought I totally failed. And another thing too is before and afters, like pictures, like those are huge. And another thing that I like to add into it, which is kind of measurements, is finding a pair of pants that you like really want to fit into, or that you used to fit into, but you don't anymore, and trying those on and getting a picture in those, and then doing that before you start the program and right as you end the program, because it's always really inspiring to see that. So as far as nutrition, we are really big into, so basically these containers or these measurements is like eating based on a macros and micros system, but we've taken all the guesswork out. So, these women that are lifting and looking really, really toned, who are in the gym, who are counting macros, they are doing a lot of weighing and measurements with their food, but we've taken out like the whole weight. You don't have to get out a scale to measure your food to get your macros in. So what you'll be doing instead is just measuring, and then kind of eyeballing, to be honest. We've taken this and made it sustainable for your life so that you can just kind of look and eyeball. And in terms of tracking, we have the Nutrition Plus tracker. So in total, you'll have 3 apps if you want to do this thing the right way. You'll have the Challenge Tracker app, you'll have Beachbody On Demand app, and you'll have the Nutrition Plus app from Beachbody as well. And that is where you'll track your nutrition. And so that is what our nutrition is. It is macros. So what that means is you're getting 30% protein, 40% carbs, and 30% fat, because that is the best proportion for most people. There are the exceptions out there, but for most people, this is the proportions of food that we need in order to build muscle and also burn fat. And it's worked for me for 3 years. It's been absolutely incredible and worked for a lot of my clients for 3 years. So basically you just pick your plan here. So you look at how much you weigh. And I'll tell you guys something really just right off the bat. If you are 168 pounds or less and you are just now starting to exercise, you have not been exercising before, it is okay to start in plan A. But I'm going to tell you that within probably a week or two with lifting heavy weights, you're going to be hungry, and it's okay to eat more. As a matter of fact, if you feel hungry and ignore that, your body will actually stop losing weight and plateau, and actually it could start even keeping and retaining water weight, because it goes into panic mode or starvation mode where it thinks that you are starving. And so it doesn't let any of the fat go that you're trying to burn. Even if you're overweight, it still holds on to it because it doesn't want your body to go into danger, and it stresses it out. So if by like week 2 or 3, you're like, I'm hungrier than I was in the beginning, and it's like a legit, real, genuine hunger where it's like, I want to go eat carrots or a vegetable, then go eat more. And so I pretty much at a sustainable level, like if I'm not exercising at all, I stay on plan A, because that's all the food my body needs if I'm not exercising, just in general. When I start exercising, I've built so much muscle that I absolutely have to move up to plan B. And to be honest with you guys, I kind of stick with plan C most days. So I don't recommend just bumping up and down and up and down and up and down. But I do think there's like a learning curve where you need to figure out what your body works best with. And some days plan C is pretty much where I stay. Every once in a while I'll bump down to B whenever I'm lifting weights. So just to give you a reference, and by the way, I'm 129 pounds. So obviously I don't fit in the weight bracket for plan C. But if you look at that, it's only 1,800 to 2,000 calories, and that's still not very many calories. And these calories are coming from healthy foods. So there's a difference when calories come from healthy foods and when calories come from like Pop-Tarts and Oreos, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So do not be afraid to bump up plans here. Do not be afraid to eat healthy food. If there's anything I want you guys to walk away with, it's a healthy relationship with food, knowing that you can eat and fuel yourself and not have to feel deprived. These right here, by the way, are the Beachbody Performance supplements. Those don't count toward your calorie count. So those are just extra. So that's why I love Recover, because it tastes like chocolate milk and it counts as nothing. And then Energize as well. I love Energize, but I don't do 2 Energizes a day. I just do 1. Now, once again, I just kind of said this, but if you're looking to actually build muscle, not get bulky, but just build muscle, then you'll want to do Plan C, you know, depending on how much you weigh. So you'll want to kind of bump up. Some of these people are like really crazy hungry and they really want to bulk up. And so some people do Plan G here, which is a new one for this program. Don't recommend that for anybody in this group. Some of you have these containers, some of you don't. It is not a big deal if you don't have these containers. If you do, it just makes it more fun. But in this program, we've actually given you like the measurements to do that. So you can use anything you have at home. Here's a sample menu for Plan B. And I'll just kind of let you look over that on your own, but it's basically Shakeology, and anything you add in your Shakeology does count toward that. So if you put a cup of raw spinach, that is 1 green. If you put in half a banana and half a cup of berries, that's a purple. Those are 2 purples actually. If Shakeology itself counts as a red, and then this person also added unsweetened shredded coconut, which counts as an orange, depending on how much they put in, obviously. Then, you know, you have your supplements here that don't count as anything, and then a grain-based bowl. So they put their carb, they put 2 veggies in there, they put a protein and some nuts and oils. So you can just kind of like put this together how it sounds good to you. I'll be honest with you, a grain-based bowl doesn't sound very good to me, but you know, to each their own there on that one. You can literally throw these together however you want, as long as the foods are approved. A snack would be canned tuna, whole grain crackers, and an apple. That sounds good to me. For a dinner, you can have a burrito with a whole grain tortilla, grilled chicken, roast bell peppers, an onion medley, and olive oil, avocado, and hot sauce. Like, that sounds awesome. And that's a good solid meal, and that all fits within their plan, this person's plan for B. Here, Joel talks about Beachbody Performance. I'll let you guys know just quickly on this one. So I've done Shakeology for 3 years, solid, except for a little bit during my pregnancy because everything made me sick during my pregnancy with Hank. But other than that, I've drank Shakeology pretty much every day. I love it. It gives me nutrients. It helps like manage my hormones, which I can't even imagine how much crazier they could be without it. And it helps with like so many other issues like anxiety, digestive issues, regularity. I could go on and on. So it's not a weight loss shake. If some of you are still thinking that, it's not just a protein shake. It is a total health shake. Like, this is made to almost be like a daily multivitamin for you because it has so many nutrients in it. And those nutrients come from superfoods that have a higher nutrient density than like even spinach or, cauliflower or those things. So you're getting more bang for your buck with these superfoods. As far as Energize goes, it is a pre-workout formula. It's what a pre-workout, if you've heard of what that is, it is something that a lot of athletes take, and just people who work out in general that want results, they will take a pre-workout so that they can perform better and have better endurance. Before I used Energize, I used coffee for that. I would just like drink a cup of coffee, wait about 30 minutes, and then go do my workout. And because I knew that caffeine was going to kick in. And then after I tried Energize, it's just so much more refreshing than a hot cup of coffee or even an iced coffee before workout. And I feel like it is sustained a little bit longer, and they're a little bit more focused with it. There are some other things along with just caffeine in there. There's some really good natural ingredients, mostly stemming from like green tea and some other things. The flavor is actually a natural flavor from lemons. So it's, you're not getting toxic colors or chemicals in your system by drinking Energize. Same thing with Hydrate. Hydrate is our Gatorade, much less tasty than Gatorades, but it's because there's not crappy loads of sugar in it, just to be totally upfront and honest with you. So our Hydrate does not taste as good, but it still does the same thing Gatorade is supposed to do without the sugar and just the insulin spike. I don't even get me started on Gatorade and like Powerade. It's so bad for you. And then we also have Recover. I take Recover. So I do Energize and Recover and Shakeology every single day that I work out and lift. I do Shakeology every day, like non-negotiable. Energize, it's hit or miss sometimes. Like sometimes I do it. If I feel like I really, really need it, obviously I take it. But there's some days where I'm like, I'm good. I don't need it. I'll just drink, if I just had coffee or I don't need any more caffeine for the day. And I'm just going to push through this and, do it on sheer willpower. And so that's, I don't use it every single day. But Energize or Recover, I use after every workout that I use weights with. And the reason why I do that is because I didn't used to. And literally the minute that I started using Recover, like the week that I started using Recover, I noticed results faster. And I had done programs with weights before, and then I had started it Recover with another program with weights. And I could just tell my muscles were fed. Like they got what they needed. There's in our Recover drink, there's protein, obviously, and it comes from whey, but there's also BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids, which are like the building blocks of our muscles. So that is why it is so beneficial. So I love Recover. And then there's an additional protein shake that you can take at night if you're really looking to build muscle. I don't take that one, mostly just because I don't like to eat before bed. I don't know. I would just never do it. So, but that is an option if you're really looking to build muscle. So there's that. Then it completely breaks it. Oh, and there's creatine as well. I don't really recommend creatine unless you're like wanting to be Arnold. Creatine's like for bodybuilders for sure. Now, it says stick to your plan, but you can have a cheat day. It's not going to totally ruin your life. Like you still need to learn how to live your life and also stick to a plan. That's what makes it sustainable. Like if you don't give yourself any wiggle room, that's when you tend to feel like you have failed. And so if you give yourself a cheat, then you can actually set yourself up for better success because you don't have to take it. So then you're setting yourself up for, I could have had a cheat, but I didn't take it. So it's all in the mentality. I really believe that. But if you're going to cheat wisely. Like he says, if you work out on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, your cheat should probably be Wednesday or Sunday so that those carbs can fuel the next day's workout. That's a science lesson for a different day. But basically, if you're going to cheat, make sure you plan it around a workout. Don't feel like you have to cheat the whole day. You can have just like a piece of cake and call that your cheat for the day and then stay on track for the rest. Don't let it turn into a whole weekend. That is a lot of what we do. We think, okay, it's Friday, I finished. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to just do whatever I want and then I'll be back on Monday. So you can do that if you aren't wanting results necessarily, if you're just wanting to maintain, but you can actually undo all the work that you did over the weekend. So don't let that mentality like take over every single weekend of the challenge. Limit sugar sweetened drinks, obviously, like that's a big one. No need to drink your calories. I personally don't drink alcohol, but limit that as well, just because it's just not good for your entire system in terms of, like he says, a hangover. It's going to inhibit your performance and it's going to promote inflammation. If you can cut out a lot of alcohol, like you'll really see an improvement in your health. And then restaurant portions, oh my goodness, like basically always plan to share something at a restaurant unless you're getting vegetables because it's ridiculously large amounts of food. All right, now we're getting to the food list. So there's veggies, this is like very self-explanatory. Basically, this is what goes in your veggie container. This is your fruits. These are your protein. Shakeology does count as your protein. We also have beach bars, which count as half a protein and half a carb. Those are awesome for days that I'm like running out the door like a crazy woman to get my kids to daycare and I'm starving. Carbohydrates, healthy fats, seeds and dressings, oils and butters, and then these are the free foods that don't really count. I will say this, we just, as a rule, I have never counted my almond. As long as it's unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, I don't count it in my Shakeology. I just don't count it. I just don't. And it's never really inhibited my results. But usually I use water in my Shakeology anyway because I don't like how thick almond and coconut milk make it. But I did want to say one more thing about the food list. So these are listed in order of what is the most healthy. So like the egg whites here at the top are going to be healthier for you than a veggie burger here at the bottom in terms of protein. And like for carbs, sweet potatoes are going to be healthier for you than whole grain pancakes, obviously. So down here, like 12 almonds is healthier for you than 8 cashews. And that's just, I mean, that's just the basis of how it goes. Like veggies, watercress, never had that, is apparently better for you than celery. So it's just, if you want to like really up your nutrition game, try to eat from the top of the list, but otherwise just make sure you're eating from the list. It's not really that big of a deal. So there's that. Here's Shakeology ideas. We'll be sharing those, beverage ideas, and all of that. Now, here is another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. That's the program guide, but I want to talk to you about like how I do it. So first of all, I wake up and Shakeology is the easiest thing to make every day. I used to make eggs every morning. I'm over that right now. And here's another thing too. You don't have to eat breakfast foods at breakfast. So like I know some people hate eggs and they're just really healthy. And so it's like, well, what do I eat for breakfast if I don't like eggs? You can eat a burger for breakfast. You can eat a taco bowl for breakfast. You can have soup. I've had soup for breakfast before because it fits in my containers and I didn't want eggs. So like, I just want to encourage you to like look at food differently. Like you don't have to like live by those rules of like, well, I can only have eggs or I can only have sausage or I can only have bacon. Like you can switch it up. Like you can have a steak for breakfast if you want a steak for breakfast, as long as it is from that food list. So just, like let yourself know that. There's also make ahead egg cups and all sorts of things. But I wanted to show you this. If you go to, I think it's still under workouts. Go back to the workouts, like all of them. You have, there it is, Fixate right here. This is like our best kept secret. This is our cooking show, and it goes with the containers. So you can watch videos here about the containers. You can watch this one where Autumn goes through your pantry and tells you what to get rid of and what to replace it with instead. You can actually see a meal prep, like how Autumn would do a full meal prep. You can see how Autumn Calabre's herself meal preps for her own life. And then I like this. They show you knife skills because if you're going to be cooking, you might as well cook with safety. But here's what I really love. So here's the breakfast recipes. All of these are Fix approved and they fit in the containers. Like the recipe even says what containers it is. So I'll give you an example. These banana oat pancakes are probably my favorite thing in the world. And so when you click on it, it will show you, this will play the actual video of them making it and giving you the recipe. And then down here it says that it is gluten-free, vegetarian, 1 yellow, and half a purple. So it tells you that already. But if you're like, hey, I don't really have time to watch the video, I just need the printout, you can go here to program materials, go to recipes, and then here is the entire PDF that you can print out. I don't really recommend printing it out. I mean, print out your favorite recipes for sure, but they add to these quite a bit. And so the recipe book changes a lot. So like here's all, I mean, it's just on and on and on. Here is one of my favorite recipes with the apple banana muffin. My kids will love these. So we make these a lot. I have made that one. Didn't totally love the broccoli crust, but it is different. I don't know. It wasn't, I would do it again if someone made it for me. It's just a lot of work for myself to not really love it. And then, but it just basically just goes into all these different things with the recipes with the actual containers it goes with. So there is that. Hold on, I'm not done. Apparently my computer is not either. So there's that. And then I wanted to show you, if you just go over here to the blog, There's even more recipes that you can click on, and there's tons of Shakeology ideas. Oh, that was another thing. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, so I'll show you this really quick. Tons of recipes here, and these are even more than the ones on Fixate. Really good stuff. The turkey chili is probably my favorite one. But I did want to go back here. I forgot about this. This is a new thing. So another program that we have is just a Shakeology program, just in general. And I don't know, honestly, if it's in the main feed here or if I have to go to nutrition. I bet I have to go to nutrition. Okay, go here to nutrition. And then this tells you about the app that you can download. 2B Mindset is something totally different than what we do, guys, by the way. If you're interested in that program, it's awesome. I can hook you up, but here's what I want to show you. Here's just a Shakeology program in general. So it talks about what Shakeology is, why it's awesome, and it gives you these videos. My computer let me click on anything tonight. Okay, getting started with Shakeology. What is so special about Shakeology? Here is one of the co-creators telling you about it, and then the Shakeology boosts, which I'll let you watch that if you're interested. But then it goes down into all of these different Shakeology recipes that are amazing. So I tried, which one did I try the other day? The pumpkin spice Shakeology recipe is what I tried. It was really good. It does use vanilla Shakeology, which if you know me at all, you know that I tell you to get vegan vanilla, never get the regular vanilla. It's just not as good. I don't know why. So there's that. And I just wanted to also show you one more thing, and I have to go to our challenge tracker to show you this. Of course, I'm hoping I put it in there now that I think about it. There's our challenge group. If you go to the files up at the very top in your app, I put in an example of a family meal plan and the workout calendar and the program guide. Shoot, I'm now realizing I did not put in what I need to put in. Okay, so let me go here. I'm totally letting you in behind the scenes of my life right now. So this is our team page for all the coaches. And then we go files. Okay, I'm going to upload this into our group as well. So you will have this by the end or by tomorrow. But right here is a meal planner that you can print out and track as well. But even better than that, hold on, this is actually not even the one I meant to give you. Doggone it, y'all. I promise I'm going to get my act together. Okay, let me go back here. I'm going to go ahead and pin it up while you're watching. All right, so I'm going to add this file so you'll be able to have it by tomorrow because this helps me a lot. Okay. Okay, so this is actually from the 80-Day Obsession, but here we go. It's from the 80-Day Obsession, but it is still just as good for like LIIFT4. Just with 80-Day Obsession, it was timed nutrition, so you had to eat certain containers together at a certain time, which I loved, by the way. I know it sounds like crazy talk, but I loved it because it gave me more structure that I really needed. But this one is, let's see, meal planner. Okay. Oh, have mercy. I promise. It's just too late, y'all. I lost it. Okay, we'll make this one plan C. Okay, we'll add this. So sorry how long this is taking. This is usually not how I do this. Okay, so if you click on this, now you can see it. This is an amazing way to plan your meals out for the week. And so I used to do this every single Friday, and then I'd go meal like shopping on Saturday, and then I would prep it on Sunday. And so that is how I plan for success. And so I get on the Fixate app or the Fixate channel. I find recipes that fit into these categories. And sometimes I'll be honest with you, I'm not like a crazy meal planner. Sometimes what I do is called buffet meal planning, and I will like make a crock pot full of green beans, and then that's like my, anytime I like just need a fill-in green container, I just go over there to the fridge and get out a cup of green beans and heat it up and eat it, and that's my green container for that meal if I didn't have an extra green. Or like sometimes like we do this a lot is I'll just make like a big like skillet of ground beef, and then we will like go to it throughout the week, and Josh will make I'll season it with like salt and pepper and garlic powder, and then Josh will make like burritos with it just as he comes in and out, or I will make burger bowls with it where I'll do a cup of lettuce and a red container of the burger and add the blue container of cheese and just make a cheeseburger bowl, and my dressing is mustard and relish. And so it's just literally however this works for you. There's not like a right or wrong way to meal prep. There just really isn't. It's however you want to do it. Just make sure you're planning ahead. As far as where I shop, it doesn't matter. Just so you guys know, I don't buy all organic things. I'm kind of picky about trying to get organic vegetables when I can, but when they're like double the price, I just go and I get the non-organic and I wash them really well. Which I've heard if you wash them with Himalayan pink salt, it like takes off like even more of the pesticides. So just so you know that about me and my family. But other than that, it's how we meal prep, and I will upload all of these so you'll have access to these within the group. And then that is all I've got. If you have questions, just comment below in the group feed, or if I'm just sending you this video, just send me a text back or send me a message back and I'll answer you. I hope this helps. I can't wait to see you rock this challenge, and I can't wait to see your results. Like that is, obviously I want you to do well and come out with a healthier mindset, but I'm also pumped to see what you're able to do physically as well. All right, bye. Best of luck. I'm totally rooting for you and excited for you.